Alright, he's not letting me leave. Damn it. No fun. Oil pump questions. That's an oil pump. I thought you already knew this shit. Okay, when you put the clip on, this one takes the non-C-clip style, or it's a C-clip, not a circlip.
Speaking of which, I want to buy a couple of those from you before I go.
You want to make sure it's on there tight, doesn't rotate. This one over here is this circlip style, so it has the titties in it. You want to make sure this is tight when you're done, and make sure the eyelets are 180 from the key, so they don't come out. You put everything together as a unit, as assembly, and then you slip it together in that. You have to put the gear in there before it goes all the way in. Okay, so this here goes in here. See which way is our seal going? Seal's going this way. Okay, it holds that there so I don't have to hold it. Okay, so we plugged up the oil sucker in the back. I don't think he even had one on it. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
That's the oil sucker. We plugged that up. That sucks the oil from the primary. We no longer have that. Okay, this is your engine breather. This goes to the ground someplace.
Just goes up and over just so it can...
No, it goes to the ground, so it goes backwards. So usually what I do is I tie it off the exhaust pipe way back here. See, oil line comes out. Camera. Goes over here to the exhaust pipe. And most hoses have a curve to them. Curve it at an angle like that, away from the rear wheel and not away from the bike. So if you get whatever blows out of it, blows out that way.
Okay.
Not on your rear wheel. If you just let this thing blow onto the ground, it goes all over the whole bike. It turbulates under here and just lubricates everything from the top of the gas tank down full of oil.
Okay.
Whatever oil comes out of there. Hopefully not much comes out, but you know, you're going to get something. So this one here, you rotate it to the other way and let it go that direction.
Okay.
This does not look like a super high flow fitting, so the 45-degree ones that S&S has are higher flow. I like them better. These are more of a constipation thing here.
Okay.
I'm not sure what this fitting was going to in the stock bike, but I don't like wherever it's going to.
Okay.
So I would run it to the bike out here and get out of here. If you want to run up the air cleaner, good for you. Whoever the hell is in charge of your state will be happy. I don't care about the state being happy. I like my motor to be happy. Okay. Idiot light goes here. I like using idiot lights. Gauges are worthless. They don't do shit. Light goes out, run it. Light comes on. I still run it down the track. I don't keep the lights on. But it just lets you know that you got to work on it when you get after you're done with the race. You got to work at the oil pump.
Idiot light goes there.
It's not going to stop you from going down the track. Believe me, I don't care about that. It's going down the track. Okay, that's idiot light. These here with your chain oilers that all got plugged up. These were never used on this particular model, but if you were not using your primary, this stuff all gets plugged up. Nobody wants a rear chain oiler, nobody wants a primary feed. So that's what all these holes here were to come out here and out here for. This one I like. Okay, the the vent here, this is your equalization to your oil tank. This way the oil tank is the same pressure as the motor. That means the gravity of the oil will go into the motor. If you don't have this connected to your oil tank, the oil will not come out of the tank. It'll just sit there, and the oil pump will have to suck the oil out of the motor, which means you'll have no oil pressure and almost no oil. So this goes up to your oil tank.
Okay.
Okay, this here outer one, always the outer one, is feed. That's the oil comes in the pump from the oil tank.
Okay.
That'd be the bottom of the oil tank, top of the pump. You can, because some custom pumps, the fittings are down here. It doesn't really matter. The one that's right here is always to feed. Feeds into the motor. This is the return for your bike. If you had the later bike, it had the oil filter up in the front. The feed would be on the bottom heading that way. And it'd come out there being an oil filter up over here. On this your pump, it's like an early bike. The two fittings are out the top. So this goes to your oil filter, oil cooler, oil tank, in that order. Always go through the filter first, then the cooler, then the tank. If you have those other two things.
Okay.
If you don't have those other two things, then just goes to the tank. Then you better change your oil very often, like every 1,500, 2,000 miles. If you don't have an oil filter, change the damn oil a lot. If you have an oil filter, put a good one on it. You can go 5,000 miles to a quart. To the oil change if you got good oil. If you're using just mineral oil, about 3,000 miles, change it. Oil is, like I said, when you get rid of the oil, you get rid of all the trash in the motor. It's just that simple. So, change your oil frequently, your motor will be happy. The thicker the oil you run, the happier your motor will be. So if you run straight 50 weight, it'll be a lot more happier if you run 20-50. Unless you got a synthetic that actually works good. So the thicker the oil, the better these things run. The better they live. They suck up more power, but they run better. All right, so you got feed, return, vent for oil tank, vent for motor. Otherwise known as a breather. Because vent means you go to the tank, breather means you go to the ground. Or the air cleaner if you want to be
Right.
happy. Government,
Government happy.
especially in California. Fuck them. Your tappet screen is here. Make sure it's clean. When you change the oil filter, it wouldn't hurt to
Check it.
Wouldn't hurt to check to make sure it's not full of shit.
Okay.
Because you're going to see it up in here. If it's got something going on,
Okay.
you'll see some stuff in there. Your lifters will not like trash going through them, so make sure you got good stuff in them.
Okay.
So there you go. It's pretty straightforward.
Right, I appreciate that.
You know, the ignition timing on this motor is timed off of the line that's top dead center over here. When you time it, there's a line on the flywheel. That's late 81 and later timing marks. The line is TDC. Dots are for the if using a timing light. The dot is actually what fires the plug. On the earlier motors, which is everything before 81, early or before late 81, so early 81 on back, it's the opposite. The line is the timing mark at full advance, and then the dot is top dead center. So depending on which flywheel you got, you have to know. If you have the late flywheel, there's a little symbol on it called a lazy 8, which is a figure 8 that's laid sideways. That denotes late flywheel, which means you have late timing marks, which are just the opposite of the early time marks, so some people get confused. If you have a lot of timing in the motor and then you crank in all the mechanical advance or electronic timing in it, it gets a lot of advance in there. It's 75 degrees advance might not be what your motor wants. Pretty well guarantee that. It also does not want to run at top dead center on an early motor. It really runs like crap and hot. Doesn't like it. So make sure you know which ones you got. And if you want more power, you want to line all the way back of the hole, it'll run a little bit better. If you got a crappy motor, you run all the way forward. If it's pings, run it forward. You got too much compression, run it forward. Next time you take the motor apart, get rid of the compression so you can run normal timing. Normal timing with a lower compression will run better than high compression with retarded timing. Run what it wants. All right, what other stupid question you got that you don't know? Do you know how the throttle works? You go like this, it goes faster, or you go like this, it goes slower.
All right.
I thought you knew that one already.
Listen, I'll think of some more questions for you, I'm sure, but
I'm sure there'll
for
be some
now.
stupid common questions too. Sure they will be.
Anyways, thanks again for all your help, man. I appreciate it.
All right, that's it.